So now I want to talk about jealousy. I saw a podcaster made a video on jealousy. There definitely is jealousy in America. But we know that, again, we're absolutely not in war, and we're absolutely spiritual about not being in war. And I think if we can realize that there are aspects of men that are jealous of women, we could just, my whole childhood, I was like, how am I going to get out of this performance of having to be the most, right? The way people can get out of that is coming out of the performative aspects of being on social media too much and detaching from it, and then singling out every relationship to find out its fundamental essence with men. Now we talk about family. Now I'm talking about men. The difference between men and women. Men are 10 times more obsessive than women. I don't care what you have to say. They have a lot more control they have to do. On top of that, I think it's really important to realize people will come in your DNA line and try to activate different parts of your DNA to trigger you, to bring you out of your own inherent power, to make you in survival mode. And what you can do in a time like now, as we're headed into Gemini season, is realize you have light, you have electricity. God is working for you in his best way already. If you can just understand your relationship with the opposite, if you're a woman, if you can understand all your relationships with men, get down to its most primordial essence, and if obsession is one of them, just be mindful of it. Obsession is really dark. I used to think when I was younger, obsession would get you really famous. Now as I get older, obsession is a negative vibration of trying to obtain something that you cannot not obtain. It's samadhi, it's svatisthana, it's the crown, it's quieting the mind, it's the Buddha. No time. Some women are going to be like, I have time to roam around with these obsessive men and see what's on their agenda. Now it's my time to be like, I have no time. Where I'm headed, where I've been headed for the past year, is a trajectory of pure spiritual enlightenment to have my dream job. Yes, as a person with some kind of status quo in the music industry, I get bombarded with people who are nagging me spiritually. I get bombarded all the time. I'm sure other spiritual healers or other famous musicians know what I'm talking about. Look at any famous musician who's over 30 right now and look at how they've dealt with it. They either have a partner, they either don't have a partner and are very spiritual and have a great job and have great friends and have a very mindful life. But I think it's really important to separate women and men right now, because I think there are some women who will dabble with the vibration of obsession and try to win it over, but men are truly going to overpower you with that. You're either going to have to face it in some way you don't want to, because that's a negative vibration. You need to quiet. It's quiet. The past year has been quiet. It's been one of the quietest years of my life. I will be 28 in 2 months. This has been the most quiet year. It is quiet time, truly, for this country, truly for a very, very, very severely long time. I think we're in the quiet era. But it's super sad to say that women dabble around with that vibration. Get out of that vibration. Don't dabble with it. I think, like I said, the younger kids will tell you about mental health more pronounced. Go to the younger kids, see what they're doing about quieting the mind. They're very, very spiritual. These kids are light workers.